Can aquaponics really feed a family? It's one of the most common questions people ask when they first discover aquaponics. After all, the idea sounds almost too good to be true. Fish produce waste. Bacteria convert that waste into nutrients. Plants absorb those nutrients and clean the water. The cleaned water returns to the fish tank, and the cycle repeats itself. It's an amazing system. But can it actually produce enough food to make a meaningful difference for a family? The honest answer is yes, but there are some important things you need to understand. First, let's talk about vegetables. A properly designed aquaponic system can produce a surprising amount of food in a relatively small space. Leafy greens like lettuce, kale, spinach, Swiss chard, and herbs thrive in aquaponics. Many growers harvest fresh greens every week throughout the growing season. Some indoor systems even produce year-round. Compared to traditional gardening, aquaponics can grow plants faster because the roots have constant access to water and nutrients. There's no worrying about droughts, there's no daily watering, and because the plants are growing in a controlled environment, many common gardening problems become easier to manage. Now let's talk about fish. Fish are often overlooked when people think about aquaponics. Most people focus on the vegetables, but fish can be an important food source as well. Species like tilapia, catfish, trout, and bluegill can provide a steady supply of protein. Depending on the size of your system, you may be able to harvest fish throughout the year. That means your aquaponics system isn't just producing vegetables, it's producing both vegetables and protein from the same ecosystem. That's something traditional gardening can't do. But here's where we need to be realistic. Can a small backyard aquaponics system completely feed a family of 4? Probably not, at least not by itself. A small system can supplement your food supply and significantly reduce grocery costs, but it won't replace every trip to the supermarket. Your family still needs calories. You still need grains, fats, fruits, and other food sources. Aquaponics excels at producing fresh vegetables and protein. It's not designed to produce everything your family needs. And that's okay. The goal shouldn't necessarily be complete self-sufficiency. The goal should be increasing your food security. Every head of lettuce you grow is one less head of lettuce you need to buy. Every pound of fish you harvest is protein you didn't have to purchase at the store. Every meal that comes from your system reduces your dependence on outside food sources. Over time, those savings add up, and more importantly, your resilience increases. Now let's talk about one of the biggest mistakes people make. Many beginners build a small system and expect huge results. Then they get discouraged when they realize they aren't harvesting enough food to feed their entire family. The truth is that food production scales with system size. A small system produces a small amount of food. A medium-sized system produces more. A large system can produce an incredible amount of food. If feeding your family is your long-term goal, you need to think bigger than a tabletop setup. Successful food production requires planning. You need enough fish, enough grow space, enough filtration, and enough time for the system to mature. Another thing people don't talk about is consistency. Traditional gardens often produce huge harvests during certain seasons and very little during others. Aquaponics can provide a more consistent harvest. Instead of getting all your lettuce at once, you can stagger plantings and harvest continuously. That steady production can make a big difference when you're trying to supply food for your household. Let's also talk about water. One of the biggest advantages of aquaponics is efficiency. Traditional gardening can require a tremendous amount of water. Aquaponics recirculates water through the system, dramatically reducing water usage. In a world where water is becoming increasingly valuable, that's a major benefit. Now, does aquaponics have challenges? Absolutely. You'll need to learn about water quality. You'll need to monitor fish health. You'll need to understand the nitrogen cycle. You'll make mistakes. Every successful aquaponics grower has made mistakes. But those challenges are also opportunities to learn valuable skills. Skills that can help you become more self-reliant. And that's really what this conversation is about. Food security. Food security doesn't mean growing every calorie you consume. Food security means having the knowledge, skills, and systems in place to provide at least some of your own food. It means becoming less dependent on supply chains, less vulnerable to shortages, less affected by rising food prices. Aquaponics can absolutely help you move in that direction. Can it feed a family? Yes, especially when combined with traditional gardening, food preservation, fruit trees, chickens, and other food-producing systems. Will a small aquaponics system completely replace the grocery store? Probably not. But can it provide a meaningful amount of fresh vegetables and protein while increasing your family's food security? Without a doubt. The people who are most successful with aquaponics don't see it as a magic solution. They see it as one tool in a larger food security strategy. And when used correctly, it's one of the most productive and efficient tools available. So, if you've been wondering whether aquaponics is worth the effort, the answer is yes. Not because it will solve every food challenge, but because it gives you the ability to produce fresh, healthy food right in your own backyard. And that's something that's becoming more valuable every year. If you found this video helpful, be sure to subscribe to Securing Our Food for more videos on aquaponics, gardening, food security, and self-reliance. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.